really good season this year. But that really is an accumulation of two hard winter practices seasons. That's really brought that about. Between myself coming in and also Arthur Cook coming in to take on the back end of the band, improving things greatly there. Obviously, any band, there's two halves to it, and both sides have to be on song for to produce the goods at the end of the day. But that's really come about from two good close seasons, winter's practices, accumulating, and obviously this season with the two seconds at the first two majors, and then subsequently winning the Europeans, the Worlds, and the KL Championships. So highly delighted with that. Yeah, obviously, bit of experience helped in as much that I had already competed in Grade One. So did Arthur. So we brought that experience in with us anyway into the band. But subsequently, the technique, developing the technique within the band. Obviously enhancing that technique with the guys that were already there. We obviously supplemented that with some of the guys that we already knew from the past. And it's really just a case of combining all these things, the technique, producing good sound, knowing your guys' capabilities, and really trying to get all these things together at the same time to produce the goods. We knew we held on to the two MSRs that we had from last season because we knew we were playing them fairly well. But this past season, we knew that predominantly the whole core of the competition this year would be around the medley. We worked really hard on producing a good medley, a good selection of tunes for the medley, and we knew that as long as we could get a bit of consistency and get the tone right for the band, then certainly we knew that we wouldn't be too far away with the competition. Certainly, the jump to Grade One, it can be, and I think the problem with that is because from the bottom of Grade One up to even up to seventh, eighths in Grade One, it's all good. Bands there, good performances they put in, and I think if you jump into that grade just playing mediocre, subsequently you're going to end up in the bottom half of Grade One. And I think it really is a case of if you make that leap, you've got to go in there with something that's a little bit exceptional to be noticed, and hopefully not fall in the latter half of the grade. And it is very difficult. We could obviously only work on and build on what we've already done in the past two seasons between myself and Arthur with the band. Subsequently, not only obviously working on the technique, sound, and other things that go along with that, but looking to obviously strengthen the talent within the band as well. We obviously have some interest with the season that we've had already, so that all goes without saying. It all strengthens the band, and would hopefully help us move into Grade One and make some kind of impact there, without, as I said, falling into the bottom end. But we would have to wait and see. Pretty sure there's probably a lot more than three bits of information I could probably give. But if it really did come down to that, I mean, fundamentally, the first aspect, without a shadow of doubt, is from a Point Major's point of view, is trying to get the technique employed into the players. Good attendance for a start, obviously, because you don't want half your band turning up throughout the winter, because you're not going to achieve anything like that. So really good turnouts, commitment for the guys, so you can work on the technique, get the technique good. That's your first port of call as far as I'm concerned. Second of all, really probably tune selection, or medley construction. Obviously something may appear to be musical to yourself, but maybe not necessarily 75% of the audience that you play to. So I think it's always worthwhile, get your tune selections out there, get ideas from guys in the band, but also once you make up your medley selections, put them out there, try and get second opinions just to see if you're on the right track with the medleys. And lastly of all, obviously, is tone. Tone is critical, certainly. The higher the grades you go, your sound has to be spot on, has to be good. subsequently, you need to know your players really well with their strengths, the blown type of read or the strength of reads and stuff like that. That's going to help tremendously towards the sound that you're going to achieve at the end of the day. So as I said, these are three fundamental points that I would certainly concentrate on. But there is other things, obviously, that all go round about that make to any prize-winning band at the end of the day. It's very hard. It'll be a shock to me as well. Going for if that happens and then you make the leap to the Premier League and nothing comes your way. You've really still got to obviously keep morale high. Keep things interesting. Keep developing. Keep moving forward. It's very tough when you then jump into the next grade, and you're playing at the end of the day, to what might be top 10 initially. And I think you've got to set these goals. I think you've got to say to the guys in the band, if this is your first year in the next grade up or whatever, you've got to say this is what your ambitions are in that first year when you go in there. So you've got to set yourself some kind of goals. And I think for ourselves, certainly, going into grade one, if that comes about, it would be nice to think that our goals would be, in the first year certainly, would be consistency within maybe the top 10 in the grade. But as I said, yeah, it is very tough on the guys. I think that the band does have the core players that are there for the band. Yeah, it'd be good if the prizes come along, but I think they've also kind of come about to understand that as long as we can go on putting a performance where at the end of the day all the guys come off are delighted with the performance, it would probably be good enough for us, certainly in the first year.